And I was muted. Thank you, Enigma. I knew it was on mute earlier, but I didn't realize it was still on mute. Hi, Haley. Okay, now I should be able to hear my live. Maybe. Dang, hang on. Can't hear my feedback yet. There it is. We got it. All right, let me pull up our binaural beats a little bit louder. Okay. Autumn, hi Autumn. Hey, the mic is at the proper volume. I just realized that, so I can turn it down over here. Yay. Dude, last night it was so quiet we couldn't even do ASMR. I couldn't do it. Alright. I finally remembered to bring the dragon book out. Finally. What's up, John? Ugh. I'm good, Autumn. I'm still trying to get over being sick, Autumn. It's crazy. So finally got my beeswax paper. Our star. The Hypnotoad. All of this I packed for the beach. And I forgot to bring. Yes, the Tapinator. So yeah, got a bunch of triggers packed away. Just about busted that. Slug. And the good spoon for ASMR. What's up, y'all? Welcome in, Pascal. Dude, it's been a hot minute. It's been a really hot minute. What's up, Joe? What's up, Russell? Top under her. How you been, Autumn? How you feeling? Why don't I hear the binaural beats at all? I don't hear them at all. Graveyard. What's up, Graveyard? Like, I don't hear them at all. They're not playing. Oh, maybe because the sound's fixed. Sometimes when the sound's fixed, I have to turn it up to like 27. Yeah, that's it. Last night I had to have it on a volume of 2, and you guys, it was like blasting. But yeah, my mic was so low. Graveyard, to give it to hurt me. It's good to see you. Heck, Nick, you're funny. Here we go. Finally got my good spoon. Got the good spoon back. How you been, Graveyard? How's work going? 313. Hi. How are you? Oh, really, James? Interesting. I wonder why. Alright, we're doing a really smart goal to start out with. Don't forget to hit the share and repost if you're on the TikTok side. And send your heart me. Good to see you, 2313. Hi, Kyle. Don't 313. I'm still sick. It's driving me insane. I feel like I'm never gonna be like healthy again. Hopper. What's up, Hopper? Dude, how you been, Hopper? It's so good to see you. Resurrected. Hi, Jan. You're watching a docugram. That's cool, I guess. No, but now I don't know who Stacy Keebler is. What's up, Chris? Yes, there we go, John. You have summoned me. Hi, Sean. Busy at work. I feel that. How's work been going? Look like her. I have to look her up. Stacy Keebler. I don't think I've heard that one before. Garlic, ginger, lemon, honey pudding. It's actually a pretty good mix. Pawn shop stars. Dude, I haven't watched the pawn shop stuff in a long time. I used to like watching that stuff. Dang, Hopper. I do not miss those weeks. I used to do that at my other job, and I hated that. I felt like I was on me all the time. Oh, I've never tried the NSS. It's like the star shaped thing. Thank you, Joe. Me too. Let's go to New York. Welcome to New York. Where y'all listening from? I'm so glad to have our favorite triggers back. Oh, and knees. Okay, I was thinking about the star herb. Okay, dude, I know. I want to go to New York. I want to go back. Game of Thrones. Thrones. Still, I love Game of Thrones. I've not watched it in a while, but I love Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is really good. I feel like I need to bring you guys down a little bit lower. Hopefully next some, but not if it's too high. Maybe if... Okay, that's way too close. Let's see if that's gonna be too far down. Okay, I'm gonna have to readjust my camera stand. Hang on one second. Let me move this real quick. I think if I can lower this a little bit, it will. Alright, guys. Alright, let's see. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. That's a little bit better. Virginia. What's up, Real Cute Dogs? Update thinking. Alright. Okay, that's better. And I feel like I can see you guys better now. There we go. I need to turn the tones down a little bit. Allow optimism, alright. Hi, Jeff. Thank you, Katsy. Katsy. I'll call you both. Because I can't remember. I just end up calling you both. Thank you, Anna. It's good to see you. There we go. They're still a little bit loud, aren't they? Kind of drowning it out. They started so quiet, and then they've gotten louder. I swear they got louder. It's weird. Until they got louder. Y'all don't forget to hit the share arrow and hit repost on TikTok. It's the lower right. And then you can go up here and send your heart me. And if you're new here, be sure you follow. That's the only couple things you gotta do. Hit the follow, hit the share out, and tap the screen. Yes, exactly. Make it easy around here. If you want to go the extra mile, we only have 3 more things left on our gallery, I think. 2 or 3 are left for grabs. Let me see. Three. Okay, we only got 3 titles left on our gallery left. Yes. We're getting there. Perfect. It would be so nice if I could get the comments to display like up here. I need to figure that out. It would make it so much easier. Thank you. Oh yeah, and guys, don't forget to decorate the heart me too. And Go Pops help with decorating the heart me. And then we've got a small goal for our first goal. Let's go 10K task already. Alright, let's see. Auto Tapinator. Coyote. Graveyard. Jump. You guys are top 3 poopers so far. Still holding your coffee? Yeah, yo. Go put the little dumbbell. If you put the little dumbbell in its arm, it'll like do some reps when someone says arm me. It's kind of funny. I thought I just turned off that was showing. Did I not? Yeah, I turned it off. Why is it still showing that? Interesting. So if you go click on the where you cracker points with the Heartbeat AOC where you can style it, and then that's where you can change its clothes and stuff. Hey, what's up? How you been? Mason. Where are you from, Mason? Check the sound over there. I'll have to check. Sky high. Here, let me go check and I'll tell you if it's you or if it's me. It's probably, I was gonna say probably you, but it could be me. No, it's you. It's you, Chris. I'm not sure what it's doing for you, but I sound checked it. It's fine. That might be your audio, however you're listening to it. Thank you guys for the follows. Yeah, it's not me, it's you. Oh, it was drinking the coffee. Y'all go decorate the art me. Here, I'll sit down a little bit so that way you guys can see it. Thank you for the heart me. Chrissy Lee, thank you for the follow. And the heart me. Let's go. Hold on a second. Oh, now I'm hearing the YD sound. Oops. Okay, this up 20 seconds ago. Hi, Chrissy. That sounds nice, Kyle. I need an Epsom soak. Alright. I'm gonna focus on the ASMR for a moment so I can lean back and rest my back. It hurts. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Love in the Neighborhood. Quite literally the girl next door. That's funny. Dakota keeps kicking me from my... Here, maybe it'll stop now. That's so funny. Would I rather drink a Diet Coke or regular Coke? Definitely regular Coke. Diet drinks are not good for you. Not good for you. There's like chemicals in them similar to what they use in embalming fluid, and people who consume diet drinks on a regular basis, you'll typically see that they look like they have a beer gut, or their stomach gets like hard and bloated. That's why diet drinks are really bad for you. I don't drink soda really at all though. I may drink like one sip of soda like all year. I just drink water. Not that I drink healthy drinks though, because I drink Starbucks, which is worse for you, but I'm sure. Graveyard, our title gifter, let's go. Yeah. To soda, I have interstitial cystitis, so I have to be really careful what I drink. Graveyard. Dude, our rose title is gonna be so up there. If we do a rose battle, we'll be in there. to do my nails on live tomorrow because I can't seem to find the time to do them outside of live. Yes, they do. Exactly. It's terrible. Figured out these skin. Chris, my skin looks terrible. You just can't see it. But no, I use tretinoin, which helps a lot. But I use prescription tret. What's up, Bootsy? And then I use like a super lightweight gel moisturizers because I have really oily skin. I just changed cleansers because my face keeps breaking out. But I like this one so far. But the Tret helps tremendously. Like if you look at the 5-year from people who use Tret, the 5-year results, it's something that takes time. Like it's amazing. Yeah, there's not any filters on YT. It goes through OBS. Dawn dish soap, yeah. What's up, Kate? Take some fun out with your sugar, right? Exactly. Oh, I hope the Hypnotoad is back. Let's get some Hypnotoad in here. It's been like kicking back away for 2 weeks now. I like the Hypnotoad, it's so satisfying. Like getting to see like the origins of the sound. Where's my other stick? I like the other stick. There's 2 sticks. Nope. You see sounds and colors. There's the other stick. We got it. There we go. Yeah, I can hear his voice. What's up, Master Chief? Hey, you got a new profile picture, Chief. Let's see if you look like what I thought you looked like. I like the profile picture though. It's very, very personal. Personable. I like your description too. Give yourself a break. One day you'll be dead. Dude, is it really? Okay, call me gullible because I don't know if you're joking. That's funny. It's you. Okay. I was like, that looks like you. Like I would think it looked like. You have longer hair than I would have thought, though. Like what I pictured in my head. If you guys don't have profile pictures, I have like avatars for y'all in my head of what I think you look like based on your personalities. If I was an artist, I would totally draw you guys. Y'all. And I remembered the book this time. And I did put it ready. Like in your list. So yeah, anyone that is 1K and above goes in the book of Dragon's Book of Legends, and then anyone that's 10K and up goes in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Maybe I knew I was forgetting someone, so I wrote it down. Alright, so there's our page for tonight's live. Oh, and Kyle, from last night. Of course, my pen just died. Bro, this pen's probably done for. I've had it for years. Do you get our chats on what you think we sound like? That's a good question, actually. I read them like my internal dialogue. There we go. I got you, Kyle. From last night. Thank you. This is because this is the new page. That's what I said. This is the starting page for tonight. Versus pages. I try to do a new page every night. Try to. So, there's our page for tonight. Who's simping? I haven't seen anyone simping yet. Did I miss something? Oh, bro, I missed it. I'll tell you, I missed it. I don't think that's simping though. I just think that's like rizzing in a funny way. We have different definitions of simp. You know what? Let's solve this. Here. Let's go to ChatGPT and say, what is the true definition of a simp? Let's settle this debate. Okay, a simp is someone who shows excessive, I think this is the part y'all forget, excessive attention, admiration, or devotion to another person, usually someone they're attracted to, often without getting the same level of interest or respect in return. Examples: reasonable behavior, being kind, buying gifts, helping someone you like. What people usually mean by simping: constantly doing favors, spending lots of money, or changing your behavior to gain someone's approval or affection when it's not reciprocated. The word is often overused. Indeed it is. Sometimes people call someone a simp just for being respectful, loyal, or affectionate, which isn't the term originally meant. So, simple definition: a simp is someone who sacrifices their own self-respect, boundaries, or interests in an attempt to gain attention or affection from another person. That's the literal definition, right? Okay. So, I don't see these people sacrificing their own self-respect, boundaries, or interests in an attempt to gain attention or affection from me. So, yeah. I know simps, but dropping a funny riz every now and then. Y'all overuse the word simp. Hi, Shadow Mama, welcome in. How are you? Put another two close you a simp. That's funny. Cage, you're a simp. You're a simp for your wife. There we go, John. Always make you pick up something. Exactly. Read between the lines. What lines? Maybe sometimes there's no lines to read between. Different perspective for you there. Maybe reading to her between the lines. Just a possibility. Alright, we're gonna do the really cute otter gifts up here because these are adorable. Y'all, and don't forget to hit share and repost. Every time I take vacation, my live goes nuts for 2 weeks. So I really need y'all's help with shares and repost. Let's go, Jonathan came for the press starter otter. Press starter otter. Press start otter. I'm saying this word. Melanie. Hi, Melanie. John, Melanie, thank you guys. You guys hit that goal so fast. That was amazing. Thank Queens, thank you for the army. It's good to see you too, Queens. I love that video you made. That was epic. I love that. Yeah, well, if you guys are looking for like some really cool like budgeting ideas and things, you can check out Queens. Oh, let me pin your heart for some reason. There she is. Check out her videos. She has some really cool ones, including ones that you could do with your kids, which was really fun. It's good to see you, Queens. Alright. Do you guys want to do, we haven't done clear shaving cream in a few days actually, if not longer. Do you guys want to do clear shaving cream next? What's up, Barbie girl? And we only have 3 things left on our gallery to Queens. Let's go, Queens. You're gonna be the first one in our book of legends tonight. Let's go. Sean, oh, thank you for saying hi, Barbie girl. Here we go. I always want to put the Queen's Gambit. I love that show. I love it. Oh, you just lit it up. Queen's budget. Let's go. Hey, that means we only got 2 left on the gallery. Ignore my handwriting, y'all. I can write nice when I want to take my time. Yes, I want to watch it again. I love that. Really do it. If you have a trigger request, let me know. Yeah, it really is. Queen's Gambit's amazing. I need to watch that again. It's been too long. Have most of y'all seen the Queen's Gambit? Oh, I don't think about the times. No freaking way. Queens of the Whales. Queens. Queens. This is why she's queen. This is why she's queen. Queen. Alright. Queen's getting her own page now. I write very confusing. I write half in cursive and half in, oh my god, what's regular writing? Print. No freaking way. Queens, what's happening right now? We completed the gallery. No, we've not completed a gallery in over a month. Queens, make us get to the live. Alright, I gotta do it again. You can hear me well? Okay, good. So yeah, my E's are in cursive. But I think you can read it. Thank you, Queens. I mean, I think my reading's legible, but yeah, it's not like great. But also, there's a big difference between me like rushing to write something and me like taking my dedicated time writing. Yes, I am from the 90s. Oh, the 90s kids do that for real. Exactly. Some letters flow better cursive. Queens, thank you. Just made my night. I am a lefty. I'm a lefty. I know, but I need a book just for Queen. Queen's book. This is a book fit for a queen though. Look how beautiful the eye is. Oh, I'm gonna keep this book forever. I'm gonna look back on this so fondly. You're a lefty too? No way. That explains why you're so creative. Gotta put 2026 on here. Here we go. Lefty here. We built different. Really? That's amazing. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Dude, you could totally do like the just ASMR we go. Here's our border. Giving y'all eye exams. We do roleplay eye exams sometimes, and then where are my glasses? I don't have my glasses, and then I fit you guys with some glasses, but I actually don't know where my 3 pairs of glasses are. My 4 pairs of glasses. Oh yes. So I have a character, Bobby Joe, too. Super country character, Bobby Joe. And she works as the receptionist at the eye doctor. And then I give eye exams. Autumn was my first patient. I don't think she's in here right now, but Autumn was my first patient. Yeah, we need Bobby Joe's story time. I need my glasses for Bobby Joe, and I didn't bring them out here. I can't even find my Harry Potter glasses. Like, my glasses are just poof. I cleaned, and now I don't know where anything is. I swear. That's like my look. Oh, I have my old glasses. They're literally dusty. Dude, I love these frames though. These are my favorite glasses. I just need to get new lenses put in. They're scratched all to pieces. But I love these glasses. There. Velma. Alright. I can be Velma. What did she say? What did she say? Shaggy. Scoops and Shaggy. I don't even remember the Velma lines, or I would try. I know. Clean and lose everything. Right, Kyle? Everything. You know what's crazy? These are still my same prescription, and these are over like 7 years old. Maybe that's a good thing. Ray-Ban, yeah. Ray-Bans are my favorite. They're quality. These 7 years old, and the frames are still like amazing. And I've sat on them at least like 10 times. They do need a slight adjustment. You can see where I've warped the frame. I don't know how to fix it, but the frame's like this side sits lower than this side. So yeah, exactly. I was like, the Ray-Bans always had the very distinct look. More elegant. It has more elegant in glasses, says Chris. Yeah, I know. I was happy about that, John, because I saw an eye doctor, and she told me that my prescription was significantly different. I put on the glasses, and I was like, I feel like I'm drunk. There's no way this is the right prescription. There's no way. They tell me to wear them for 2 weeks, and I was like, this is not the right one, I'm telling you. So I call back a week later, and they was like, oh, that doctor's not here anymore, so we're gonna have to like do a recheck. Dude, she was so far off. She didn't document my astigmatism, which I've had forever, and she put that I was like 0.75 in one eye and 0.50 in one eye, when it's really like a slight change, just the astigmatism correction with like 0.25, and I think maybe 0.5 on the other eye. It might be 0.25 on both. Way off. I think she mixed me and another patient up. Like, when I saw the other doctor, he was like, the line you just read, you read that at like 2015. He was like, that's better than 2020. And I was like, so your other doctor got that really wrong then. Really wrong. Yeah. So then I had to have them redo the glasses. I know, but what I don't like, Queens, is apparently I found out I have a intolerance to polycarbonate. Is that what they're called? Lenses that give a fishbowl appearance. So now I'm stuck with 2 pairs of glasses that I hate and that have a weird look. Is that what they're called? They're poly something. What's up, Aaron? The leftist dude. I haven't seen you in a minute. Turn and burn, hi. And so I'm just kind of like stuck with those now. The poly lenses, it's the type of material that can cause a fishbowl type look. And it's apparently the only ones they do. Yeah, polycarbonate, yeah. So I've never had those, and I switched eye doctors, and I guess that's what they do. Exactly, Chief. I'm surprised they don't have a robot now that can read your vision. I'm surprised they don't have that. I know, John. I never knew that was a thing. I had no clue. Used to borrow a magnifying glass from a relative to see how they looked, and it made you dizzy if you were drunk. Yeah, initially they tried to tell me that I needed bifocals, and I was like, no, the prescription's just wrong, dude. There we go. So yeah, you guys can see it's just like a very slight change. You can kind of see it. But it's enough to make a huge difference, especially when driving or night driving. I really need them driving. Otherwise, I don't really need them. It just makes things more like sharp, I suppose. It helps with my headaches. Here we go. Jane, think this sparkles. You quit wearing your size up. You see into the future. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I need to lower my camera some because I'm realizing my head is in like the top of the thing. It's like way up there. Kyle, thank you for the gold pops. I can't even got our gallery going. It's been so long. Consistent, and I want to be able to enjoy streaming like I used to. But that being said, streams are probably gonna go down to like 3 days a week at some point. I don't know when that will be, but makes me sad. Doctor, no, I wish no. It's more on like the data side. Data, administrative insurance. Yeah, no, I ain't a douche. I really want to move to Florida, and yeah, I just miss when I used to just be able to like always enjoy stream with my solo dogs. Dude, there's so many businesses where I'm at now. So many. Yeah, alligators. I'm scared about the alligators. That does scare me about the alligators, I'm not gonna lie. That does scare me. I thought about that, like that one person who thought they had a flat tire because they came out and heard hissing. And it was actually an alligator under their car. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they totally thought their car, they had a flat tire, and the person came out and it was an alligator hissing. Yeah. Queen's is like, nope, no way. Dude, they have a whole safari park gift now. They added a lot of new ones. I haven't seen any of these. Whoa. I'll just go with the giraffe. Scared of the mosquitoes? Dude, I get eat up with mosquitoes where I'm at. Yeah, gator under the car. God, I've thought about the West, but I don't know. I don't think me and the West would work out. There's like a strong lack of morals way out west, you know. place I would want to be, I guess New Mexico. I've thought about Texas. Texas and Florida are the ones that I've considered most strongly. I already got the accent to fit in at Texas, so. Oh yeah, I hate mosquitoes. Oh my gosh. You move to Alaska, James. Set up a goal for it. Maybe if I just put my mic like this, you guys can still see the mic on TikTok. Won't get me in trouble for it. Let's see if I can do without showing my mess in the background. That way my head's not in the data. Do you like doing optician queens? What's the other field? New Mexico. Does New Mexico have beaches though? That's my requirement. It has to have a beach. Because I saw a job listing recently where I'm at for that, and I was like, I think that could be fun. What's up, Brandon? It's been a minute. How are you? I think that could be a lot of fun. How long have you been doing that, Queens? Yeah, it's true. And the fires. The fires are crazy. 35 years. Wow. That's amazing. Love to find something that I could do for 35 years and still be like, I love it. That's life right there, you know? Like, it's rare you find someone, especially that's been doing something that long, that loves it. Do any of you in here love what you do? Dude, yeah, ticks are scary. And the fact that you can get bit by a tick and get the red meat allergy. Dude, my friend has that. That is so crazy. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Joy job shows fun. What's your title again, John? I can't remember. You like supervise the sorry, I'm trying to get something pulled up for my there it goes. Yeah. Let's see that guy. It's like so physically demanding. Like, I would have never thought before how physically demanding being a chef is. Oh, I never thought of trucking analyst. That's $100. That's awesome. You like your job? Keeps you sharp. Oh my god, so true. Wait, what's your what do you do again, Chief? Why can't I ever remember this? I need to start writing these down. No, Queens. Oh, there was one time, oh my gosh, it creeps me out even think about it. I was literally peeing and I felt felt something weird in my back, and I go to scratch, and like I feel something, and like I like panic and like go to like flip it off, but it doesn't flip off. And I was like, what the heck is that? And I looked in the mirror, and it was literally like a tick half embedded into like my, like near my rib cages. I was freaking out. And like, you know, you're supposed to like slowly pull them out, because otherwise you can like leak parts of it in you. I just freaked out and just like took tweezers and like jerked it out. And then I was like, oh crap, you're supposed to do that slowly. And because they can like vomit or something if you pull them out too fast, and like spew some bacteria or something. I don't know. I remember something weird about that. So PR, when I freak out in those situations, it's a weird freak out. I'll stay calm until it's out, but then it's like once it's out, because I'm like, all right, you gotta stay calm to get it out. And then once it's out, I'm like, dang, no, you have Lyme disease. Oh my gosh, yeah, queens. Oh, it didn't get infected. Yeah, you could totally remove the problem. Underground tough chief. Yeah, I was okay, thankfully, but it just, oh, it scared me. Jacob, it was a tick. Yeah, that's why we love possums, chat. Possums eat the ticks, y'all. Possums eat a lot of stuff. Sister's biologist, she said ticks breathe with their butts. No way. Carito, it's good to see you. Butt breathing ticks. What is life? Butt breathing ticks. That's so crazy. Butt breathing ticks. How many of y'all knew that ticks breathe with their butts? Because I had no clue. You can apply nail polish remover on their butts. Oh my gosh. Hey, daily life, welcome in. Thank you so much for the heart meat. And they will let go of you. Oh, I remember reading that somewhere a while back. Oh. Every time I walk through like the woods or something, I'm like tick checking everywhere. That is a pro tip right there. Nail polish remover on the butt of a tick, and it will release. Pro tips right there. Ticks. I can't get that part out of my head. I'm just thinking if it's breathing through its butt. I'm a child. Bro. Use a lighter. Dang, I would not want to put a lighter that close to my skin. This is a good class, right, Chief? Oh yeah, that makes them regurgitate. There was an old thing they used to say, heat them up before you pull them out, but that makes them regurgitate. That's what it was, they regurgitate. Possums and skunks are great for ticks, and they make great pets. I have wanted a pet skunk. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Lily the skunk. Lily the skunk is like one of the cutest influencers you could follow. I love Lily the skunk. Queens, thank you so much again for helping with our gallery. That was amazing. Ducks. I want ducks and goats. Goats will eat anything, man. Like, you want a field cleared? Get some goats. It's crazy. I want a pet skunk now. And now I can justify it by being like, it's gotta eat the ticks. Loves. There's someone who loves her job. I loves the dudes. I really move my phone so it's not with the mic. Let's see. I'm so glad you guys are here. I needed a good night. Yeah. I know some people get their thingies removed, their scent glands, but once you do that, you are committed for life, because then that thing cannot go back out in the wild. I don't know if that's humane or not. I would have to look into that. How are you, lovey loves? Tarantula? Never. Dude, I have a video where I was watching a spider through my phone, and it was zoomed up, and when it moved, I was like, because I thought it jumped on me. And it was through the camera. It was through the camera. I'm terrified of spiders. Terrified. Wolf spiders are going nuts in my area right now. I've seen them everywhere. I had a 30-minute standoff the other night with a spider in my shed. And then I felt bad and didn't want to kill it, so I at it until it walked out the shed. But I felt terrible because I broke its leg. Because I didn't know if it was like a bad spider at first, so I like with a flip-flop like 20 times. I did not, all I did was hurt one of its legs. And then once we had a longer standoff, I realized it wasn't a bad spider. And then I felt bad because it was limping one of its legs, and I was like, oh, why you gotta make me feel bad for you? So then like I opened all the doors, and I was like, and it would just move 2 steps and then stop, and I'd be like, so I just blew on it until it walked out the door. Hi, She's. I'm good. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to kill it once I realized it wasn't a bad one. Jumping, trying to open it. Oh, dude, queens. Okay. Before you go, do you think the husband did it? And let me know if you find out any new details, because I totally think the husband did it. I think the husband did it. And I think he used her mental health to start a new life. Bro, the Clancy trial's insane, y'all. I think the husband did it. He did it, y'all. I can't prove it, but I think he did it. Yes, queens. Oh my gosh, find out all the good details. Dude, I actually thought about doing a whole live on the Clancy trial. I might do it soon. Yes, Sunshine May. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh. Leather shoes, I still deal with that too. Multiple roles. Dorito, Patrick Clancy and Lindsay Clancy trial. So there were 3 kids that were taken off Earth, safe way to say it on TikTok, I guess. And then the mom was found as if she had jumped through the window and had also maybe SH'd herself, but never had any recollection. They found the husband's DNA on the exercise bins more than hers, which is what was used on the kids. Okay, trigger warning. This is a true crime story, so if true crime makes you like nervous or anything, you can tune out for like 5 minutes. Dude, I cannot imagine, queens. And I'm telling you, I feel like the police failed so bad. They did not properly collect evidence like they should. They never looked into him. Oh my gosh. Like, but the exercise bands also could have had more DNA, because if like you're sweating or something, like you could leave more DNA, and someone could just in general leave less DNA, so it's like that's not a for sure factor. But things are not adding up. And like she was coherent, and like he had went out of town before this. It makes no sense if she was like wanting to do this, and they're making it like she planned it. They're like she sent him for food so she could do this, but I'm like, he had just been out of town, and guess where he went out of town to? New York, which was where his mistress was that he got with 4 months after his whole family is slaughtered. Yes, exactly, queens. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna bring charges against him. Hi, Jello. The plot thickens. So yeah, and Queens was just saying he had Googled how to disarm the airbag in her car. He was totally trying to find. Yeah, Yeah, and then he said when he got there that she said that the kids were in the basement. But first responders said that when they got there, she was unable to speak. She had multiple like fractures, broken bones, had been through a window, had hypothermia. Her core temperature was 83. So like he's claiming she spoke. I think he did not think about that part. And then he said that there was blood all over everything. And I think that's what the crime scene looked like before he cleaned it up, because there was not blood on everything when they got there. And I think he freaked out and like staged this whole thing. Yeah, exactly. Credo. What's up, Wiki for the Tiki? So like I swear, I think there's so much more to it. And the bad part is, when I saw this, I 100% thought she did it, because there's so many cases of postpartum psychosis where this happens, and it just goes to show like you really just don't judge something before you find out about it, like more about it. I know, I'm like, why don't these people just leave? Exactly. I think a lot of it's to do with greed. They don't want to pay child support. Listen, it's like then he would have to pay child support to 3 kids, you know what I mean? It's like, I know, dude, true crime ASMR. I love true crime. Yes, queens. Oh my god, like there's so much that it just looks like he pulled a Chris Watts. Everything's lining up so much with like Chris Watts. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. Bro, that's what I need to do. I need to do a YT video on the Clancy case in the ASMR for y'all to sleep to. I mean, it's insane. Like, hang on, I saw this earlier. Make a newsroom? Yeah, we could do that. Dude, I know Queens versus Watts. Oh, the fact that Chris Watts was so like, man, if somebody has her, just let her go. I want him home, knowing he had done what he did and disposed of their bodies in such a vile way. Oh. Yeah, and his mom. Dude, I know. I know, the babies. Those poor babies. I hate that these innocent children get caught in the middle of these situations because someone wants to start a new life with someone else instead of just leaving. Yeah, acting like nothing happened. Dude. So yeah, Lindsay's kids were 5, 3, and 8 months old. Like, those are baby babies. Baby babies. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so Clancy's defense is saying that she was profoundly psychotic and did not understand reality when she did that to her children. But on the other side, they're like, oh, but she masterminded this whole plan to have him go get food. That would have taken like 10 minutes. Oh, and then, dude, did you see where about the shoes? Where he said he came home and took off his boots. So the first CCTV footage they had, he had on boots. The second CCTV footage, he had completely changed clothes and had tennis shoes on. He did not have boots on still. Why did he change clothes and shoes? Like, that's so sus. Yeah, his mom made a shenan. Hey, Aaron. Serge, thank you so much. Let's go. What's MX? I don't know what that is. Like, I cannot. Oh my gosh. I don't understand. Dude, you don't even think it was him? Yeah, the whole family. The whole family. Like, if she was like planning to have him out of there, baby, thank you for the rose. Like, there's so many opportunities she could have done this while he was on his business trips. And then also, something someone pointed out was when he was talking about his business trip, typically when you say a business trip, you would say, I was there for 2 days. He said 2 nights. So they are saying that, like, he was there with his mistress because of it being more like affair related to say I was there for 2 nights versus business stuff is during the day. So usually say, oh, it was 2 days. I mean, oh my gosh. It's just like his accomplice. Dude, I never even thought about someone else being in on it, Queens. Oh my gosh. And like, too, I really just felt like I feel like she was not in this like crazy state of mind. She kept seeking help over and over and over. Like, she kept going to the doctors. She kept asking for help. She was documenting daily the medication, the side effects, how much she was taking. That does not sound like somebody who is like out of their mind. That sounds like somebody who's like genuinely like trying to get proper help. And that is like, when you're out of your mind in a psychosis, you're not going to be in a state of mind to document those kinds of things really on that kind of basis. And then wasn't it like different doses from what he said she was taking to like what was actually taking? And so they're trying to say she deliberately created an opportunity to be alone with the children, even though she had just been alone with them for days prior to this, like not long before. But like, yeah, his Google searches, oh my gosh. Clancy's Google searches. I bet he never thought this case would blow up like this. I think he thought that they would just know Chief, we're talking about the Patrick and Lindsay Clancy case. I bet he never thought this would happen. Yes. And like, she was regularly taking care of the kids. And like, if he honestly thought she was gonna harm them, why would you leave them with someone that you thought was going to hurt them? Yeah, Corrito. Yeah. I can definitely see both sides of it. Dude, Chief, it's insane. Like, there's so much that's just crazy. And so, a Massachusetts State Police investigator testified that the family's Microsoft Surface Pro accessed a website titled Methods of, ending your own life. But the defense challenged whether the activity could actually be attributed to Lindsay, because he pointed out the pathway to that began with a Google search for Tom Hall, which was a singer-songwriter who died like that. And so they actually think that it was him who made that search and not her. Are you talking about Kurt Pierre? But so apparently, like, her phone had searches about postpartum depression, psychosis, schizophrenia, hallucinations, psych meds, can you treat a sociopath, and supposedly how to die and where the carotid artery is, and then disabling airbags in the Kia Sorento. And so, like, oh my gosh, it's just like, I know, it really is. It's insane what these people do. I mean, like, he literally went and got with that woman not even 4 months later. Yes, queens, please do. Like, how can you even sit there in that courtroom and be with someone else? Like, why? How can you even think about being with someone else when your 5-year-old and baby and your other toddler is gone? How are you even gonna think about getting married with that? Like, you couldn't have cared at all, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I know people process grief differently, but that would be the last thing on my mind if all of my kids, like, oh my gosh, that's insane. And so his new wife Rachel is a fertility doctor, and they live in New York City, and their marriage became public shortly before he started testifying in trial. But it says there's no credible evidence that she was his mistress while they were still married. So that's allegedly. But yeah, I'm just like, it's so much chaos. Yeah, Credo. Probably. Because, yeah, I mean, he could have been looking for a distraction and everything. Like, oh my gosh. His eyes creep me out. I don't like them. He's got the same eyes as that, the Idaho guy that did all the terrible things. Oh wait, let's see. I want to start playing this up. But yeah, the fact he was in New York and that's where she was, and that's where he went. He definitely went there. It says earlier this year that Patrick filed a wrongful death lawsuit against his wife's healthcare providers on behalf of the estates of their 3 gone children. So he's trying to like sue for probably millions and millions of dollars over what happened when he could possibly be the person who did it. That's crazy. Dude, I would totally do that, PR. I would totally do that. Pulse check. Thank you for the heart me. Y'all don't forget to follow us in heart me. Double tap. We're trying to get to 100k taps. We could do this. Everybody taps for like 1 minute. If you guys are enjoying the live, you could do something really simple. Hit the follow, heart me, and double tap screen. It really, really helps. Thank you guys. Pulse check. I know. It says that Lindsay was prescribed at least 9 medications in the months before she allegedly did what she did to the children, and that 8 of those were prescribed in just a span of 3 weeks. Dude, her doctor though, how, like, as a psychiatric doctor, how in the world could you treat someone and not, like, know they're seeking care elsewhere and not get those records? Like, especially if they're telling you, what's up, Bootsy? Hi, Batman. Especially if they're telling you, like, she wasn't hiding it, you know? Like, she should have got those records. 100% should have got those records. Terrible doctor. How do you keep prescribing someone that's getting prescriptions filled from multiple doctors and not knowing exactly what it was? Like, patients can be poor historians, and she could have even prescribed something that counteracted something else she was already taking that could have went really bad. Terrible care. Bro, when she said, I know that's what it says, but that's not what I meant, I was like, about the pressured speech part. Oh my gosh. Stereo, let's go. Thank you for the follow. I could not believe that she said that. I was just like, dude, I know you didn't just say that. Like, how do you say that? I would be ashamed to say that as a physician. Yeah. Dude, you did it, Bootsy. Where are you going? Dude, working on the oil field's a lot of work. It says Patrick wrote in his lawsuit that he believes Lindsay did that to their children because she started hearing a compelling and unrecognizable singular male voice that told her this is your last chance and that she had to take them with her. So that's what he's saying. It was the same voice that indicated to Lindsay that she could possibly, and that her children would suffer if she was gone. What? Kyle, thank you so much. Going to the coal mines. Bootsy, dang, you going from one hard on to another one. Dude, Bootsy, my dad almost died in the coal mines. He had an 800-pound rock fall on him, and he's had so many surgeries, it's not even funny. No way, Sunshine May, what did your friend? Oh, that was so cute. Sunshine May, oh, Sunshine. I gotta put you in the Book of Legends. Dragon Book of Legends. Dude, it's crazy, like, that we as human beings can get to that point. True, it is good money, I'll say that. It's good money. Sunshine. May. There's my half cursive, half other. Burn like the news, yes. What's up, A? Sunshine. Thank you for blessing me with a bit of sunshine. Yeah, Chief. They said if the rock had fell like literally an inch higher, he would have either been permanently like paralyzed or not here anymore. Yeah, I could see that. The oil field's a lot of work. What's up, David T? But yeah, so he's claiming that she was hearing a male voice telling her to do those things. The judge has not ruled on the request by Patrick to limit access to some materials at trial, which prosecutors objected to in court on Thursday. The prosecutors plan to argue at trial that Lindsay carefully planned and plotted her actions by sending her husband out of the house before doing what she allegedly did. But like, he has showed like no remorse or like, well, I mean, or no like sadness. You know what I mean? Like, he's acting like nothing happened. Yes, he's doing queens, the jellyfishes. Oh my gosh, those are so beautiful. We're going swimming with the jellies. Queens is about to own the Legends page. Queens. I do like the way this marker sounds writing though. Queens. You're talking about to own the Legends page. I love it. That's so epic. I know. How do we as human beings do this? That was beautiful. Queens, thank you, Sunshine. That's a whole other conversation with her shoes, but I can go into it another time for sure. How do you treat Chief though? Like when the bad go into jail. So 3 of Lindsay's friends and her former father-in-law took the stand on August 6th and provided insight into her mental state of mind in the months before. And on Thursday, they called her friends, and so this would have been like last week. I hate him. So her childhood friend testified that at breakfast with the friends in November 2022, 3 months prior, that her demeanor didn't seem much different than normal. And then in January 23, just days before what happened, she told the court she received a text from Clancy detailing that a medication she was taking had caused dark thoughts. Still, the text seemed hopeful overall, who noted that Clancy said she was in the process of transitioning to new medication at the time. Like, here's my thing. Like, if you're like consistently taking notes and looking for more help, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's planning for the future. It's like, why are you still planning for the future if you're supposedly orchestrating this big plan to do this? And like, I also know that like people snap, right? I know you can have a good hopeful day and then a really bad day, you know? but like it seemed like she was just struggling and like just wanted help, you know. Here, you can do, where's our text box? You can do, here, you can do our text box. There we go. Oh wait, wrong box. Actually moved me. Oh, is my box like slightly out of frame? There we go. Where's my text box? Why is it not letting me move the text box? Why am I moving? Oh, my text box is locked. Hello. There we go. Did Patrick do it? There's what we can vote on. Did Patrick do it? She was misdiagnosed as stuff going on her head. She was thinking about hurting herself. But the husband isn't acting very upset with the family. The two changed. Yes, Chief. So, Chief, yeah, they think she was in like postpartum psychosis and did this. But there was more of his DNA on the exercise bands, which was what was used. The meowsers. That was so cute. Meowsic, oh, Meowsic trumpet. Hi, James, welcome in. That was so cute. Could be multiple personalities too, though. Okay, I'm gonna put this up here so I can make sure I see everything. That was adorable. Sunshine. Y'all are so sweet. Hey, I'm trying to move this. Let's see. And but yeah, everyone just keeps testifying that like she was like a good mother, you know what I mean? But I know in other situations this happened too. But the weird thing is that they say that she doesn't deny doing it. Her defense argues that she was over-medicated and suffering from postpartum psychosis, but it seems like through the trial that she's thinking that, or realizing maybe that she didn't do it. You know? Like, oh my gosh. But it says she spoke aloud in court for the first time, telling the judges presiding over her case that she agreed to a stipulation of facts. And she cannot contest those facts going forward. Yeah, new heart BC's closed. Thank y'all for saying your heart bees. So, this says that she spoke, Kyle. This was August 4th. So, this is a couple weeks ago. The agreement could speed up the trial, but the stipulations involve facts related to chain of custody of DNA evidence. That would mean prosecutors no longer need to call certain witnesses to testify about those facts. Though she has pleaded not guilty, she does not deny doing that to the children, but argues that she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and was over-medicated when she did what she did to them. But what was weird is that, like, he did selling in the past and knew how to tie like sailor's knots, and like there were knots apparently I think tied in the bands that he knew. Yeah, she's alive, Chief, so she's on trial right now. How to use that, they don't know that if she did it. So when she woke up in the hospital, she couldn't speak. She used a board. And she had asked, like, I think maybe like, do my legs work or something? And then it asked, like, where's my family? Which is a weird thing. So it's like, it's weird for her to say that. So she jumped out of a second-story window after hurting them and was paralyzed from the waist down as a result, and now uses a wheelchair. Clancy and the children were found by her then husband, Patrick, who had been running an errand at the time. They've questioned several first responders and medical professionals during the trial. Like, I mean, it's just like so many things like that just don't add up. But yeah, it's weird. I want to read where it says, like, she says that she did it. Hi, Piero. Because I haven't read that. The audio of Patrick Clancy discovering his children was played during the second day of the trial on the 29th. The call was introduced after Patrick was excused from the witness stand on Wednesday, though the audio was not played on the court live stream, which was aired by Associated Press and Southern outlets. Video feed showed Lindsay in the courtroom sobbing with her head in her hands. She does not dispute that she did it, but her defense team argues she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and not criminally responsible. But it says Patrick could be heard on the call yelling for help and saying "Sheik, the kids." But like, imagine like you're in that kind of state and you're completely disoriented, and you have like your spouse being like, she did this, she did this, she did and like, so some people think that that he used some of her medications to like possibly like over medicate her so she wouldn't remember. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Kyle, because I'm like, how do you plead not guilty but then not dispute that you didn't do it? Is that not the same thing as pleading guilty? You know? What's up, Riddler? Thank you for the heart me. Y'all don't forget to follow and drop a heart me, and we got a cute little firelight beast on our goal. I've never seen this one before. It looks adorable. But yeah, do y'all think Patrick did it? Those of y'all that know a little bit about the case, do you guys think Patrick claims he did it, or do you think she did it? But the fact she was prescribed 9 medication in the months prior to her killing, over an 8, including 8 over a 3-week period, Prozac, Ambien, Klonopin, Valium. He says publicly he forgives his wife and has urged others to do the same. Everything about the way he's acted is just sus. But then again, like, how do you act in that situation? You know what I mean? But that's just like over prescription. But then also, if you look at it as like, if you that's dealt with mental health things knows that trial and error with medication can go rapid like that. Like, you can try something for 3 days and be like, this is not working. They'll start a second one. Like, this is doing the same thing. I don't like this one. They can try. So like, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth about the overprescription thing. Does she recall falling out of the window? I don't know. That's a good question. I need to look that up. So January 24, 2023 was when the kids that was done. And then May 2023, Patrick moved to Manhattan, where the person he married lives. He established a life there, continued working in tech, and that is where Rachel is based professionally. So he definitely moved there because of her, allegedly. But it's weird that like he's still talking so compassionately and sympathetically towards Lindsay, but has like moved on with someone else and is like so forgiving towards her. And he was like, I didn't marry a monster. He was like, she was like, just needed help or something. But so Patrick and Rachel were apparently together before their April 2026 wedding. It says, but there is no source of exactly when their relationship began. But they're saying there are photographs that show they were together as early as 2024, March 2024. What's up, Justin? Thank you for the heart me. Oh. So January 2023, the children. May 2023, Patrick moves to New York City, where the lady he married is now. So just months after that timeline. And then between 2023 and 2024, the public continues supporting and defending Lindsay. And then unknown date, Patrick and Rachel meet, start with relationship. Unknown of when the divorce finalized. And then April 2026, Patrick and Rachel are married. And then their marriage became public once the trial started. That's crazy. if he did do it, I bet you he never thought this case would turn into this. But I'm just like, what happened? Like, I'm like, what the case? Will, like, the police open up a case and at least investigate him? You know? I'm like, or just, what happens in that case, you know? And it says Patrick lost all 3 of his children, moved from Massachusetts to Manhattan 4 months later, divorced Lindsay, hi Tatiana, formed a new relationship, and then was married again by April of 2026. Very rapid reconstruction of a completely different life after an unimaginable catastrophe. And it says there were claims that him and Rachel had a baby together. Don't find credible evidence supporting that. The recent reporting specifically notes the claims about the new child have been circulating online, but there's nothing that for sure establishes they have a child together. Bro, do they have a child together? What's up, John? Dude, exactly. Chief, he's just acting so sus. Dude, exactly, Ash. Bro, 100%. And the fact that he was in New York visiting, like, shortly before this happened, like, obviously that's where he was. And, like, the fact that he said, like, he was there, like, a few nights instead of a few days if it was for business. They said you would typically reference a few days, or, like, a couple days instead of a couple nights. It's so sus. Like, it's so sus. And then the Google searches about her disabling the airbags in her vehicle, like, it feels like he was, and she was, like, you know, the main one that took care of the kids. It feels like he was trying to find a way to take them all out at once, like disable the airbags in her vehicle, and then it'd be a car accident and no one would know. I mean, like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like, why would marriage even be on your mind at that point? Let me see if she remembers falling out the window. Does she remember jumping out of the window? I know, exactly, Ash. That's what I think too. It feels very like Chris Watts, like, very much like Chris Watts. So there is not a clear answer that Lindsay has a specific memory of jumping out of the window. What we do know is that after doing that to the children, she may have allegedly attempted in multiple ways, including cutting herself and then jumping from a second-story window. The fall caused catastrophic spinal injuries and left her paralyzed. So the defense is arguing she was in a psychotic state during that, and involved hearing a male voice telling her that she had to do that to the children and herself. Patrick testified about her having described intrusive thoughts and that kind of thinking before that happened. But it's like, if you cared anything about your kids and you actually believe that this person was hearing someone tell them to do something to kids, how do you leave them alone with them? Like, you would not, I would think, as like a loving parent, if anyone told me that they were like thinking of doing something to their kids, I would not leave them alone with the kids. Like, there's no way. There's no way. And then let me see. And just the fact of like him saying that, no, I'm not from Tennessee. I don't either, Ash. It's suspicious. It's suspicious. So it says the clearest evidence is that when Patrick found Lindsay outside after the window jump, that she was alive but going in and out of consciousness. During the 911 call, Patrick tried to get her attention, saying things like, "Look at me, say my name." She could be heard moaning and struggling to speak, but not giving a verbal response. But yet he says that he said, "Where are the kids?" and that she said, "In the basement." But on the 911 call, she was very clearly not able to speak. And in the basement was a finished basement. It was an office. That's where he worked at. Like, it wasn't just like a random basement. It was his workspace. Like, that's what's so weird. And like, they keep wanting to mention that she wasn't like actively bleeding whenever they treated her, but also like she was like hypothermic. It was cold, which when you get cold, like your stuff constricts, you know. But yeah, like, so far testimony indicates that she could not coherently speak and that she was not given an account of what she'd done. She was unresponsive and moaning at that point. But she reported, but that Patrick says she said that the kids were in the basement. Like, I feel like he convinced her that she did it, like, in a way, you know what I mean? I feel like he made her think that she did it. And I feel like through the trial, like, she's almost realizing that maybe she didn't do it even. I couldn't even imagine, like, the stuff that I've seen in this trial has just been mind-blowing. I know, can you imagine? Because, like, if you look at it from the perspective, like, and this is completely, like, hypothetical, but that, like, she, like, loved and cared about him and trusted him, and she wakes up, like, disoriented, and he's there, like, "What did you do to the kids? What did you do to them?" And, like, makes her think she did it, you know, like, you wouldn't really, like, question that, like, as, like, a loving spouse, thinking your spouse loves you, you wouldn't question it. You would be like, "Oh my God, like, I finally gave in to my struggles," or something, you know what I mean? I do too. I think he used it as a way to start a new life, independent on her. I know, Kyle. I wonder if that's possible. Like, if she's able to remember. Exactly, Chief. I think he thought that... Alright, Chief, sounds good. I think he thought that no one would question it because of how many times it happens in the news where... Kaylee, hi Kaylee, where postpartum psychosis happens and these women hurt their children. What's up, Matt? I think he really thought no one would question it. I think he thought that she would just be, like, wheeled off. He could start a new life. I think he thought that no one would ever, like, look this much into it. What are my thoughts on love bombing concept? I mean, like, in what perspective? Love bombing is 100% a thing, tactic regularly used by people. Narcissists are not narcissists. True narcissists make up an extremely small percentage of the general population. That word is way, way, way overused. So, like, what's the craziest thing you guys heard so far that you've been like, that doesn't add up? Hey, everyone. Balake. Because, like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, the trip, the fool's errand she's supposedly sitting on to give her time to do this was only, like, it was very short. Yeah. Definitely. And she wasn't able to speak. Like, how can you say she was clearly speaking and then you can literally hear on the 911 call that she could not speak? And first responders testified she was not speaking coherent verbal responses, and yet he was like, yeah, I went up to her and said, where are the kids? And she said, in the basement. Oh, Ash, 100%. Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely think he is 100% on that. 100%. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did meet the DSM for NPD. Oh my gosh, I can teach him. Yo, don't forget to tap and Gerard me. And we got one last goal up here. What's up, Jim? Thank you for the follow. If you guys are watching from the view page, don't forget to hit the follow. If you're enjoying the live, come in and say hi. But like the fact that there were searches about methods of hurting yourself and disabling airbags, and then now they're saying they're linking the hurting yourself searches with Patrick because there were searches prior to that about his favorite music artist. I mean, like, stuff's just pointing to him, man. If I was on the jury, there's no way I could, like, there's not enough for me to believe that she did it. So her lawyer's done a heck of a job, I can say that. And so, like, the biggest issue is them saying whether Lindsay or not understood the nature and wrongfulness of her actions. Haley, thank you so much for having me. How have you been? And so I'm like so curious though if someone experiencing postpartum psychosis could still appear completely normal to other people, and like how much someone's internet searches tells about your mental state. Because I mean, like, think about if your internet searches were used to describe your mental state. Do you feel like they could be an accurate depiction of your mental state? Because it's like there's stuff that I've researched that I'm like, I would hope that would never be used against me in court. That's just been like a curiosity or a question. I think to even have the insight to search some of the stuff she did shows she was like in more of a coherent state of mind than they are making it out to believe. Zaddy, what's up, Zaddy? Pedal paralegal. Dude, yes, Ash. Oh my gosh. Dude, I've always wanted to do paralegal work. I got my paralegal certificate, but then I ended up having my son and not going forward with it because, yeah, I had just found out I was pregnant, so I didn't want to start a paralegal role. It doesn't matter if you delete your internet searches, they're like always there. They're always there. They're always there. I mean, your computer's like a black box. Even if you delete it, there are still ways to find it. There isn't that really a way to avoid any data trail these days. I mean, if you go to a library, you're going to be checked in under a user ID and on camera at that point. You would have to have literally like, you would have to have a throwaway phone or laptop with a VPN and be on a Wi-Fi not connected to you, and also not be on camera. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, John. Mysteriously delete my browser history. For real. No, really, Chief? Yeah, true, Ash. That's true. I think it would be much easier now, for sure. Do you like the paralegal role? Sorry for the loud cough drop crunches. Who knows, it's gonna be loud. So, it says that Lindsay has not publicly given a straightforward courtroom confession like, I did this. The case is being tried with her mental state with criminal responsibility at the center. So, she's acknowledged responsibility for what happened in statements after, but the defense argues that she was psychotic and legally incapable of understanding the wrongfulness of her actions at the time. So there's not really been an actual confession. It says there's statements attributed to her after that prosecutors and investigators have used as evidence, but the context matters. The defense argues the statements she made were while she was experiencing severe psychosis and therefore don't necessarily establish that she was rationally aware of what she was doing. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you're able to do that. Cheap, buddy. I know, like I'm telling you, my search history, I just have like an interest obviously in true crime and like psychology, and so I've searched so much about like sociopaths and how it connects with crime and like narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, like symptoms of those, traits of them if you don't meet the exact, like DSM criteria. Like, dude, I would hate to be judged on my internet search history if something went wrong. And the thing is, like, he knew that. He knew she was making these kinds of searches, looking into those things. I feel like it was so easy for him to construct this story of like the postpartum psychosis. And there had recently been a case in the news right before this happened that broke major headlines that would have made it easy for him to be like, oh, this is my way out. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. So, I don't know. I just feel like he did it. And I feel like, I swear, you can almost see this awareness coming over her through the trial to where it looks like she's realizing, like, maybe I didn't do this. And maybe he did this. And, like, let's just say hypothetically, let's say if she did, even if she did hypothetically, imagine sitting there and you're the father of your now slain children. I don't know if slain's the right word, but literally went and got with somebody else in months and is remarried after that kind of catastrophe. Like, but then is sitting there calling you like this loving mother, devoted wife, and devoted mother, and like you're already married to someone else. Why is that on your mind? I know, exactly. Yeah, Netflix is like, we're gonna be buying this story. And the thing is, he'll probably be the one to get the money from it. I know, our legal system has felt a lot. I know, Chief. I would love to know what she actually feels about everything, and like if she thinks that she did it. Yeah, that's true. Multiple check reader. Yeah, that's a good point, because like him and her definitely did, because they were attributing half the searches to her and half to him. I feel like in that case, it's like you would have to show the other person was at work, like 100% at work or something, because like otherwise, if they were in the house, it could have been them. 100% could have been them. What's up, Hamburger Dream? Yeah, I really don't think that she remembers what happened. And especially the medications she was prescribed can cause blackouts, especially Valium, Klonopin. Those can cause heavy memory blackouts. So I wouldn't be surprised if she like doesn't actually remember what happened. Okay, we'll try fire beast and do cow napping for now. But yeah, like I couldn't imagine Turbo, what's up, being in this situation in any way whatsoever. Like, how does your life go to that point? And like, dude, it's like this was her third kid. You know, I'm like, did she experience this with her other kids? Was this like brand new? What's up, Anna? Like, had she had psychosis prior to this? What's up, Sherry? Welcome in. Good to see you. I mean, and I know like every pregnancy is different, could be affected differently and everything, but I am just curious, like what her mindset was with the other kids. Anna, thank you so much for the tea, Lily. And if this was if this was kind of like brand new with this. I mean, like, it's the part that's like confusing to me is the fact that, like, on one end where they're saying like she was like basically in a psychosis and like legally insane, but then planned this by sending him out to go grab food so that way she could do it. So it's like, are you out of your mind or are you strategically planning? Like, that confused me. And like whether or not like searching for those kinds of like methods to hurt yourself is like rational thinking or evidence of psychosis. But yeah, they're saying like that she was hearing a male voice that said that was like a way to save them. A singular male voice. Yeah, I know, Chief, right? Dude, I totally would like to see an investigation of him, but I feel like the cops failed. Like, the cops did not treat it like a proper crime scene. The cops treated it odd. They took Patrick's word for it and automatically treated it as she did it. Like, that's what bugs me. There was not proper investigation, to my understanding. And like, that's what her lawyer was pointing out. Let me see what she said. So the police developed probable cause against Lindsay and obtained an arrest warrant early. The prosecution's theory became that she deliberately did that, but the defense has exposed instances where investigators apparently didn't know or didn't even consider an alternative explanation. Like, they didn't even consider. Like, they just took it as like, yep, he's telling the truth. This is what happened. Yeah, because like she was not aware and couldn't like speak for herself. So it's like investigators initially connected the self-harm method search to Lindsay, but during cross, the defense established that the investigator did not know that Patrick had accessed Lindsay's Facebook account and that Patrick was a Tom Hall fan, and that his search of Tom Hall was what led to the self-harm methods page, and that involved looking up that musician. So the investigator could not establish that Lindsay was the one who made the search. True, Chief. That's true. Yeah, her attorney has been amazing. And it's like, I don't think the investigators like sufficiently eliminated alternative users of the devices before attributing the searches to Lindsay. She was a pediatric nurse too. I think somebody took an oath to protect all kids. Yeah. And like those knots, the knots and the exercise bands, that just sticks with me. The fact that he used to like sell and things and knew how to tie those knots. And her as a nurse, how would she know how to tie those knots? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't add up. Dope, Kyle, John, Graveyard, thank you guys so much for all the taps. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the top 3 tappers. Yo, don't forget to double tap, share, repost. And we got a count app. We can go up. This is going to be our last call, I think. I'm kind of sleepy. Oh my god. We've been on for like 2-3 hours. And then, like, like when police investigated the murders, did they investigate Lindsay's psychiatric history with the same intensity that they investigated her digital searches? Because those can tell 2 different stories about the same person. Because the defense argues that Lindsay's mental deterioration was obvious before January 24th, and that the healthcare system failed her, that she had multiple mental health contacts, bad thoughts, medication problems, and a brief psychiatric hospitalization. But the testimony that her psychiatrist didn't know was that Lindsay had called that hotline twice. So the prosecution has questioned whether Lindsay's injuries from hurting herself were serious enough to constitute a genuine self-harm attempt, while the defense has pointed to the subsequent medical emergency as evidence that she was really trying to do that. Yeah, I know, right, Chief? Like, why would she know how to tie those knots? Like, that's just weird. And like, to the force it takes, I don't know if you guys have ever used exercise bands, but the like exercise bands have resistance, and so it's like the force it would take, you could use any other object that's not going to give you resistance back. Like, it would take a lot of force and strength to back do that to 3 kids, and then do that to yourself in the time that he's running to go pick up food and come right back. Like, I feel like that part, what's up, Kristen? I feel like that part doesn't add up either. Hi, Bella. Hi, Natasha. It's like, that's a lot of strength. That's a lot of strength to do so quickly. Like, that's the other thing that doesn't add up to me. And then after this happens, Lindsay reported eventually described hearing a voice telling her to do that to herself. Investigators discussed a theory that a defense psychologist might have influenced or coached her into saying that she heard the voices. Like, what? But the investigator who testified acknowledged there wasn't an investigative basis for that theory. So if police suspected Lindsay was coached into claiming she heard voices, like, what evidence do they have for the suspicion? Oh my god, what if she was coached into saying that? Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. I just feel like the investigators should have 100% investigated Patrick's digital activity more thoroughly. I feel like there could be more. Right, Kyle? What? Oh my gosh. I mean, like, I feel like Patrick set it up so much to where the initial evidence pointed to her that the police did not even consider that it could have been him. Because, I mean, think about the police. He calls and is like, I went out to get food, I come back, she's been struggling with postpartum, psychosis and things. And I came back and said, where are the kids? And she said in the basement, when apparently she wasn't able to talk. Like, that would have been red flag to me. Yeah, Kristen, that would have been red flag to me. I would have been like, when was she speaking? Because she's not speaking. Yeah, there we go. Can do. There we go. Like, that would have been red flag to me. I would have just been like, dude, she can't even speak. How did she tell you the kids were down there? Like, they literally have that 911 call where they can hear her groaning and moaning and couldn't speak, and all the first responders testified she wasn't able to speak. And like, what if, even knowing like she's innocent, because like all the state has to do is prove beyond a reasonable doubt, right? And you could spend the rest of your life in jail for something you didn't do. It happens all the time. So like, what if they're like, there's so much evidence stacked against you, your best case of not spending the rest of your life in jail is to act like you're legally insane? Like, oh my gosh. Dude, Ash, bro, that is like totally a whole avenue that should be, yeah, totally pinning that should be looked into. Yeah, exactly, Chief. Because it just seems like, how do you do that? Yeah, exactly, Kristen. It just doesn't make sense. Like, there was more of his DNA on the exercise bands than hers. He says that when he got there, she told him that the kids were in the basement, but in the 911 call, first responders all said she couldn't speak at all. And like, she was gravely injured. Her core body temperature was like 83. She was hypothermic, multiple fractures. Yeah, just 12 people need to be convinced. That's all. And so it's like on one hand they're saying she intentionally planned and sent him to get food and to come straight back to quickly do this. I mean, like, it's not like she used like a you know what I mean, and it was like pew, pew, pew. Like, you gotta think about the time it would take to physically, with resistance bands, like exercise bands, 3 people, and then do that to yourself and throw yourself out the window. That's a lot of time, especially for like a female that doesn't have a lot of strength. Like, oh my gosh. And like, there were other opportunities. And why was he in different clothes? Why was he in boots? And then he said he came home and took off his boots, but the other CCTV shows him in a completely different pair of clothes and tennis shoes, not even in boots. And so let's say, like, if she doesn't get charged for some reason, will they go back and reinvestigate him? Dude, I totally think that he could have coerced her, possibly, or I'm curious how much blood she lost, because I'm wondering if he could have like drugged her, because Valium and Klonopin cause memory blackouts too. And like, if she lost a lot of blood, that wouldn't have necessarily shown high in her system, depending on the blood loss. Yeah, exactly. Like, he frequently was out of town taking business trips. He had just taken a business trip overnight in New York, where the person he's now married to lives. Yeah, exactly. And Ambien, exactly, Grandma D. Thank you for the heartbeat. I love you. Appreciate you. And so it's like, it just doesn't add up. Yeah, I don't know. Everything to me is like pointing to him. And then too, the way he described the crime scene, he said there was blood everywhere. He was like, it was all over the walls, here, here, and here, but there wasn't when first responders showed up. And then when they was like, but that's not what it looked like, he was looking like, so I think he was describing what the crime scene looked like before. He may have cleaned some of it up,
before he came up with like this plan. I wonder if like he literally may have tried to make it look like she did that, and then when it didn't work, like out the window instead. There's just like too many weird things that don't add up about him, and things he said. Like, hang on, let me see which one it was. Like every day the court case goes on, it's like more and more weird. Okay, so the prosecution suggested too that Lindsay wasn't taking some of her prescribed meds based on how few pills were missing from the bottles. Patrick testified that she always took them as instructed and kept a diary of when she took it. But then the defense showed Patrick the medication bottles. What's up, Tyler? And established that some of the bottles prosecutors were pointing to were actually discontinued prescriptions, meaning Lindsay had been switched to a different medication or dose. Patrick essentially agreed that without that context, the bottles painted a different picture. And then he initially described her as getting better after the hospitalization. Tyler, thank you for the heartbeat. Patrick testified that her mental health deteriorated substantially through December 2022, but it seemed better after a January hospitalization. It says, it's potentially important because prosecutors argue that she wasn't psychotic at the time of her killings. But if Patrick genuinely believed she improved, why did he later describe such severe deterioration immediately before the 24th? And then, like, the whole search about the methods and that it's likely him. So the tablet that the searches were on about the methods were literally on Patrick's tablet. So that was on his device. What's up, Aiden? I'm totally not a TikTok vlogger. But the fact that it was literally on like his device too, and then the kids were in his basement, or like his workspace, because it was a finished basement that was his workspace. And then the knots in the bands, and he was the one who used to like sell. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. All right, there's those 60 minutes. 60 minutes of true crime. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was on the jury, I wouldn't be 100% that she did it. And then now they're saying like she was supposedly coached into saying that she was hearing voices. Like, it's just so weird. I just don't feel like the police did their job in like thoroughly going through every scenario. Yeah, Chris Tyler. There we go. We can count napped. Tyler, thank you for the count nap. There we go. Count at me into my bed because I'm sleepy. Yes. If she was like, yeah, that medicated, everything. Yeah. But it's like the whole thing about her hearing voices, they are saying that she was coached to say that. Look at that. Kyle, thank you for the count napping. Yeah, so I can barely sleep. I'm so tired. Look at TikTok detective is exhausting. Thank you guys so much for the fun live. This has been fun. We need to start doing our 1 hour of true crime every night. Grandma D, thank you so much for being here and some hanging out and show us some love. I appreciate you. Kyle, John, Tyler, Dub D, Carito, Kristen, Grandma Loves, A, everyone, thank you guys so much.
Lentil Fever. Thank you guys for being here. This is a fun live. We'll talk more about it because I'm watching the case every day. I might bring up some of the court case videos, like on the live. We can watch them together. Dude, me too. Bro, I have to talk about that one too. I'm watching that, the Kurt case. The Charlie Kurt case, man. Oh, that one makes my brain hurt. Criminologist. Oh, that's funny. No, Stu too. Chief, I've just been watching the court case and looking through. Ashley, thank you for the follow. Dude, me too, Kristen. Dude, what happened where you're at, Tyler? The coworker? Whoa. That's trippy. Bro, Chief. Thank you for the super. Chief, you gotta go in the book. You gotta go in the book. Oh yeah, Idaho, Idaho. I keep forgetting that you live there, and then I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I have to stem every time and say the whole sentence. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't trust Kirk's old lady either. Yeah, casually drops you, dog. Alright, Master Chief. Gotta get you in the book again. Alright, we got our legends for the night. Queens, Sunshine May. Queen's on there a lot. And Master Chief. Y'all are tonight's legends. That's everyone who sent 1K and up tonight. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. And yours is the equivalent of 2K on TikTok, Chief. So thank you. Dude, the meetings afterwards with Erica, like, how is your husband like brutally slain in front of everyone, and you just go to work and like you're like boosting, happy about sales, about merch that only went up because your husband was like, I don't know if slain's the right word, but you know, like publicly taken out. And then the fact that she said like she rushed, like got in the like helicopter plane, whatever, like to get to him, but she didn't. When she found out like he was like dying and on the way to the hospital, she waited for someone else to like land and get there. If your spouse is in critical condition, dying, and it might be the last chance you ever get to see them again, why would you wait on the tarmac for somebody else instead of going straight there? Like, that's crazy to me. It's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine that. And like just the fact that like she'll say like one thing, but then you like see other things. But yeah, I could definitely understand staying busy, like because of the kids and want to distract yourself. But it was just like everything was just so like weird. And like I guess just like the fact she keeps contradicting herself of like that situation where she said like I rushed straight there, but she did, like she waited, you know. Dude, we'll have to have like a whole live on that one. That one's so crazy. Yeah, Chris. But dude, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. This is fun. We'll totally have to do this. I love this. Hi, Apocalypse. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. I gotta get some sleep. I'm so sleepy. But this is amazing. I'll see you guys soon.
we gotta talk more about these because these are super, super fun. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Kyle, as always, thank you so much for modding both lives. Queens, MVP. I think she went to go get some more at the Clean Tea trial. Thank you guys for being here. Dude, T, what's up, T? Dang, as soon as I'm leaving, you're all in. Dude. Hey, look, the Hermes drinking coffee and already, yeah. Dude, I watched the video of it happening. It was, oof. I know, T, again. I'm telling you what. I can't draw. I know, T. We gotta get you here earlier or me later. One or the other two. I don't know. I wasn't on 3 in the morning the other night. We were on from like 3 to 4 last night. Oh my gosh. Alright, y'all. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. We'll do some more true crime night. True crime hour tomorrow. Alright. Sweet dreams, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you're not, don't forget to hit the follow. Already been 3 hours. My mind's like fried. And I'm so sick, so alright, apocalypse in the world. Yeah, James, I know. I prefer the early lives too, because I'm worn out by this time. Like totally worn out by this time. No, you were here earlier, Apocalypse, weren't you? But you left. You missed it. Alright. Dude, I used to stay on for like 6 and 8 hours. I swear, so many people would miss the live because they'd be like, oh, she'll be on. Like, I'll go through some other lives and come back and she'll still be on. It used to actually hurt me. I stayed on so long. It is tomorrow. Alright. Sweet dreams, guys. Don't forget to grab your points real quick, okay? Alright, good night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys today, technically, tonight. Nacho got a roll in when I'm getting off. Nacho, I swear, every time I'm hovering over the in live button, y'all pop in. See, y'all just watching from the For You page, and then you're like, oh, she's getting off. I can go in and say hi and then leave real quick. I can go in and say hi and bye. You're awesome, T. Y'all funny, man. Y'all just like fly in. Dude, that's why my numbers go up when I'm ending the live, because everybody flies in to be like, oh, good night. I bet you working. Nah, I hope you have a safe night, Chachi. Stay safe, keep us. Oh, verse of the night. Dude, James, thank you for remembering. Double the heart me's. Yes, dude. Central trying to get those heart me's in. Alright. We gotta do verse of the night after talking about such dark things. Hugo, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's see. Alright, the verse of the day is James 5:8. You too must be patient, take courage, for the coming of the Lord is near. That one's pretty. I love James 5. Okay, we'll just read James 5 real quick because we really get this one as a verse of the day, and it's a really good one. So, it's actually like the first chapter is a warning to the rich, then it's patience and endurance, power of prayer, and restore wandering believers for James 5. So it says, look here, rich people, weep and groan with anguish because of all the terrible troubles ahead of you. Your wealth is rotting away, and your fine clothes are moth-eaten rags. Your gold and silver are corroded. The very wealth you are counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This corroded treasure you have hoarded will testify against you on the day of judgment. For listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord of heaven's armies. You have spent your years on earth in luxury, satisfying your every desire. You have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. You have condemned and killed innocent people who do not resist you. Dear brothers and sisters, be patient as you wait for the Lord's return. Consider the farmers who patiently wait for the rains in the fall and in the spring. They eagerly look for the valuable harvest to ripen. You too must be patient. Take courage, for the coming of the Lord is near. Don't grumble about each other, or you will be judged. For look, the judge is standing at the door. For examples of patience and suffering, dear brothers and sisters, look at the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. We give great honor to those who endure under suffering. Matthew, thank you for the phone. For instance, you know about Job, a man of great endurance. You can see how the Lord was kind to him at the end, for the Lord is full of tenderness and mercy. Most of all, never take an oath by heaven or earth or anything else. Just say a simple yes or no so that you will not sin or be condemned. That's why you're never supposed to say, like, I swear on the Bible, or I swear to God or whatever. Say a simple yes or no so you will not sin and be condemned. Are any of you suffering hardships? You should pray. Are any of you happy? You should sing praises. Are any of you sick? You should call for the elders of the church to come pray over you, anointing you with the oil in the name of the Lord. Such a prayer offered in faith will heal the sick, and the Lord will make you well. And if you've committed any sins, you will be forgiven. Confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The earnest prayer of a righteous person has great power and produces wonderful results. Elijah was as human as we are, and yet when he prayed earnestly that no rain would fall, none fell for 3.5 years. Then when he prayed again, the sky sent down rain and the earth began to yield its crops. My dear brothers and sisters, if someone amongst you wanders away from the truth and is brought back, you can be sure that whoever brings the sinner back from the wandering will save that person from death and bring about the forgiveness of many sins. That one ends so beautifully. I love that one. Alright, beautiful people. There's your verse tonight. Praying for you guys always. Appreciate you guys. Praying for any of your hardships and struggles, and that you guys be blessed in the ways that you need, and that God watches over you and your health and your loved one and your finances. And I pray that God gives you guys patience, strength, and endurance to get through your daily trials without growing weary and tired. Thank you, team. And I will see you all tomorrow, Lord willing, for both of us. Good night, guys. Bye, y'all. Chief James, sweet dreams. James, thank you so much. It means a lot. Chief, thank you so much. The super too. That was incredible. You're the live MVP. Thank you, James. It means a lot. I've often said that if most people had to experience the pain I'm in on a daily basis, they would probably collapse to their knees. But I've just got so used to having to just like mask it. It's like a blessing and a curse in some ways, you know. It gets me through day to day, but doctors and people don't appreciate like how exhausting it is, you know. I used to be able to handle these lives like no problem for like 7-8 hours, and now after like 2 hours I'm like literally exhausted from just like literally, yeah, the pain is just tiring. I wear out so much faster. I feel old. Feels full. But thank you, James. That means a lot. And don't forget, you guys can always send directly to Cash App or Venmo if you guys want to. It's Shadow Lily Official. It's like the little thing up here, Lily. I appreciate you guys always. Thank you guys for being here. Good night, guys. Good night, Chief. Good Hey, Aaron, James.